Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer, and we are playing Hearts of Iron 4 in the new Man the Guns expansion, playing as the Empire of Japan, and just now in war against the United States with a land front. So we've been in the war with the United States for a while, but just now we have conquered most of Middle America or Central America, and we now have a common border with Mexico. Mexico being part of the Allies and the United States being part of the Allies means I expect a lot of enemy units coming down here towards our front line and probably stomping us quite a little bit, but we'll have to see about that. At the same time, we've just ordered our Marines off Hawaii, and they are now streaming towards the American West Coast, where we are hoping to conduct some raids on the Americans and hopefully bring them down. Can I actually ask this attack to be occurring as well? Not sure why that one isn't doing it. Anyway, these are our anticipated landing sites at Los Angeles, San Diego, Tijuana, and this harbor down here, and at San Francisco up there. So we'll have to see about that. We have reorganized our armies quite a bit. They are currently redeploying in Japan, so that should be done fairly soon. We've also sent up most of our air force into Central America, and they're now trying to support us over there, so that is very good and dandy. Speaking of the air war, we've lost a couple of aircraft over Venezuela and northern South America. That's a lovely thing. So, but nevertheless, we have shot down about 60 or 65-ish aircraft at the loss of about 30, so that's good. And over here we have lost 10 against 10, so that is, well, an okay range, but all in all, that needs to be solved. San Salvador is hopefully going to send us some troops as well, while we are pushing up over here. Actually, can I ask this army group here to draw an offensive line, please, on towards Mexico City, so that ideally you can get some preparation bonuses for that. That'd be lovely. Other than that, we have seen quite a bit of convoy warfare over here in the Caribbean and in the Mara Plain. I guess, although it hasn't been too crucial, we have been engaged in a couple of these light sort of ship engagements with some destroyers, some light cruisers, so I think that was not something that was immediately extremely interesting for you guys to see, so we just skipped ahead a little bit on that. We've also skipped a little bit ahead compared to the last episode, because we're now in March. Last time we left off in January, I believe, so that was a little bit unfortunate, I believe, because that does not quite represent a good campaigning season, so yeah, that's why we got rid of that. So let's send off our fast army. You've gathered in a singular port, so that is nice to see. How about you guys? Still a couple of you on the railroad. You all are merging up. So yeah, we'll see these guys coming down here very quickly, I think. Where are you low on supplies? Yeah, that should sort itself out fairly quickly, I believe. How about you guys? By the way, we have changed the icons over here, so this katana is... I just thought it was cooler. It's our main infantry division with some artillery mix in, whereas these guys are the same, except they don't have a hospital. These guys do have some anti-tank guns, which is very good, I believe. There is a naval combat, so let's have a look at that. So... oh, okay, so it's the other way around this time. So that's interesting. So we are seeing now some American submarines over here, and frankly, we don't have a lot of things to deal with American submarines at this very moment, so that is something that we do need to consider. We are getting first intelligence on some of the enemy units up there, so that is good to see. I certainly hope that we can get in, although our torpedo cruisers aren't quite ready for the job. We've also justified war against Bhutan, and we are of course going to declare war on these guys and just quickly grab their factories. If you look over here, we are expecting that they have about 12 factories, and indeed not any division whatsoever. So you know what, we will just try to capture that as quickly as possible. Good. Up over here, we need to continue monitoring this. So the Green Army, that is the 3rd Japanese Army, has finished up its consignment. Let's bring you up over towards Pearl Harbor, maybe? Come on. I think you are... Yeah, you're on the wrong spot. Tokyo is actually over here. On the other hand, I can see that the Blue Army, all of the 24 divisions of these guys are ready. So let's bring you tentatively up towards here, over here. But we'll probably divert you as soon as we have captured the harbor. I just want to get you out to port. Due to 2 reasons, really. One being the convoy situation and the supply situation in Japan itself. That is a lot of units up there. And the second being that we want to make some speed on towards the US, because that will probably going to be a very interesting move up over there. Here's the first battle where we are struggling a little bit. So the infantry template number 5 of Manchukuo isn't quite able to break through these Mexican forces. So that is certainly very interesting to see. Although we are making some good progress over here, and we are seeing the first Americans as well. So that is certainly interesting. Let's make sure we are continuing to push forward, though. At the very least, keep them unbalanced as long as that is going on. Right. The Venezuelans have tried to wage war against the Americans over here for quite some time, but just now I think they've actually gotten the island of Trinidad or Tobago. I'm not sure which one is which, but that is certainly good first impact now. Some American tank division, it seems, are down here. And it would really, really, really be nice if one of you gentlemen, let's say you, could take this mountain province, because, yeah, it would simply be great. All of you attack into this marshland. It doesn't seem to be... We are really not breaking them. They're much, much stronger than we are. Are you actually proper divisions? No, I think you are actually... You are not our own forces, so that is a bit of a problem. We will be getting some new forces over here from our side, actually. So that is certainly helpful. And we do get some free military factories. That is nice. I think we are lacking some motorized equipment, so let's make sure to produce some of that. It does mean we need more resources, some steel. So at the very least buy a little bit of that, so that should be okay. Bhutan has capitulated. We get a lot of improved artillery. That's pretty good for us, actually. Do we get some motorized equipment? Very little. So that is okay, but not great. Let's briefly check on these guys down here. You should be assigned to new front lines, shouldn't you? Well, you should be, but you aren't. So we could think about attacking Afghanistan in the midterm. 11 factories up there, Xinjiang 11 factories, Mongolia 12 factories. So Afghanistan's probably the strongest of these. We could also think about Iraq. Iraq would give us the benefit that the Axis is probably importing some stuff from over here in terms of oil. So you know what, let's actually develop a front line here on Iraq and make sure to draw an offensive line wherever into there, and that should be okay. Some unread naval combat results. We lost a naval bomber. That's a pity, but not too drastic. And our friends losing some convoys. It's not great, but I think we can live with that for a second there. You guys are struggling a little bit over here in this attack. On the other hand, we are seemingly doing fine over here, and if we can cut that off, that would also be, of course, very brilliant. Making some good progress over here, although they are reinforcing their positions. With very low organization, but that is, I think, very soon going to change. The United States is justifying against us. That's interesting. We are, of course, in war against the United States for a very long time. I didn't even know that they could justify against us in these circumstances. Nevertheless, it's, I guess, good to know. Right, let's make sure to attack this mountain province a little bit more strongly. We'll have to see whether that actually does us any good. Let's also keep an eye on the air war, because the Americans obviously do have a lot of aircraft. ready. Although not much seems to be happening here. How about this area? We are losing quite a couple of aircraft, most of them to accidents, which is a pity, and there is a big battle over here with American submarines and Japanese submarines. That's funny. Where are actually our destroyers? They're mostly up over there, or actually in training mode. Well, that's interesting. Maybe active regions. Where are you actually active? Where are you guys actually active? Over here, in French Polynesia. Is that really true? If I tell you to convoy escort. Coast of Japan, okay. And the other active region be? Where are you going to? Really? Come on. That's not quite what I had in mind. If I tell you to convoy escort, where would you be going? You'd be staying down here. Really? Okay, you know what? Let's actually get you towards the Caribbean and do convoy escorts over there. That should get rid of these submarine attacks. Interestingly enough, we are seemingly being pushed back over here, and we just started suffering from low infrastructure. Interesting. So can we do something in terms of construction? Can we increase these infrastructure provinces or projects? I think we can, and I think it's probably something that we should be doing then. Good. First army, actually, where are you? You're probably out at sea. Yeah, that's good. Although I do think, at the very least, yeah, this green army now can also get moving, so that is good. Let's get you up over here. And let's see what's going on over here. So we are being bombed without much effect, but I think it's going to accumulate pretty quickly. On the other hand, our marines are very close to their range, so that's brilliant to see. All of these three armies are ready to go, as would be this one. 4th Japanese Army, and these guys are all from Manchukuo. Let's get you over here on your route to Hawaii. I do think we have enough convoys to be able to deal with this. Right. Very good. I really hope that our marines are gonna make it. And over here we really need to make sure that we are beating them back a little bit more consistently. I'm pretty afraid of what's gonna happen over here. You can do a spoiling attack over here. We are not doing great. We are not doing great over here, not at all. Okay, what we could do though is get rid of this second front line of these guys. And we're gonna pick all of these guys. And we're gonna ask you to be part of a much narrower front line just in this province. And be on a very limited attack pattern over there. Which I still think is gonna be alright. Can I ask you for expeditionary forces? You know, I could send you one. That's not entirely what I want. Ask for control, give control. No. We have a lot more organization over here, but we are really not gonna make it, I think. So let's actually get on a bit more of a defensive pattern, and that might be okay. Yeah, so we are failing to cut off many divisions over there, but then again, that's not entirely critical. More American submarine activity, which of course is not great for us, but yeah, something that we do need to live with. Our first Marines are getting close to LA and to San Francisco. Man, this is so exciting. Where are our armies? So this, I think, is one of the first ones that we did send out. It's going to take a long time till it's getting where it wants to, doesn't it? 17 days. That can be an extremely long time, even if we are going to divert it. So, San Salvador, my friend. I would really like you to join up over here. You guys, get over there. Some naval combat, interestingly enough. Okay, so our light cruisers have uncovered these submarines, but they cannot do anything against them because they don't have anti-submarines, I thought. Ooh, but we do have aircraft, and they are supporting us over here, so that's good as well. So yeah, they lost a submarine, that's good. Although we, or our allies more precisely, did lose quite a couple of convoys. Speaking of convoys, Americans are losing quite a bit of stuff over there. They are being pushed back here, so that's nice to see because a lot of aluminium is actually down there in that area. You're still attacking, you should probably join up on that attack. And you, I do think, should be able to get over there. We have actually been beaten back over here, so that's not a good sign at all. But here we go. So our first naval landings are actually occurring, and we are attacking San Francisco with 4 divisions. That fills out all the combat width available. They have been bringing in some reinforcements, but all in all we seem to be doing fine, especially as these guys are trying to move out and are trying to move against these secondary landings. Likewise over here we are attacking into San Diego. That doesn't seem to be going quite as well because these guys are dug in quite a bit better, so that's not happening right now. Americans losing a couple of aircraft. They have plenty, so I'm afraid that's not gonna be very impressive towards them, but we are making some good progress, and it seems LA itself is not actually occupied. So that is an extremely interesting development. And up over here I do think that the battle for San Francisco is going on well enough. Meanwhile we have found a navy down there, although it's not one with a couple of capital ships, so that's good. In Middle America things are grinding a little bit towards a hold, I have to say. So we will need to make sure that we have enough forces up over here. And the ability to supply them, actually. More naval battles. They are sinking our convoys and they are doing quite a bit of damage against our light ships. So let's actually make sure that you on the way to repair. Okay, so the entire squadron there, the entire naval squadron is gonna go off for a repair job. That's, I think, fine. We do have quite a bit of AA on our air groups, but it never seems to be quite enough. So San Francisco is going on alright, 78%. We've actually cancelled their delay tactic by our shock tactics, so that's good, and we might be able to kick out this division soon. Actually, there are some landings down here as well, so LA landing has been going on alright. We are doing a spoiling attack over here. I'm gonna try to attack San Diego as well from the land side, because that would actually be brilliant. So, speaking of that, let's have a look at our reinforcements. So, where are you guys? So, we've got the blue group. We've got these 2 groups. I think the green one is way behind. Yes, you are. These are the support groups. So where's our fast army actually? Yeah, you're among the first. Okay, so let's get the first Japanese army and the fast army into LA. So we're gonna divert you towards over here, and that's alright. San Francisco going on alright, although we are seeing more damage being done to our capital ships, or ships at all actually. More combat with... Yeah, that is a good thing for us, because now we can have more guys joining in on this battle and turning the tide maybe a little bit. Meanwhile, the counterattack at LA has ceased, so that's good. Let's take half of you guys to attack into this pattern over there, and take 1 division up over there to link up with these armies up there, and 1 I think we can send a little bit inwards. to just do sort of a hooking maneuver over there. And actually, we are following up on some earlier successes over here. Although we are not doing that much damage, I think we will be beating them back very quickly because of their low organization. Up over here, all of our forces are now in the fight. So that is certainly very good for us. We're also doing some damage over here. I think there should be another group coming up that way towards the Mexican islands and Tijuana. It would be very good if we were to make that attack happen. And I think very soon we will see this succeeding over here, the landing at what's that, Orange County or something. So yeah, there we go. Two more Marine squadrons. We're gonna send one of you, or divisions, one of you down there. And one of you can probably try to cut off their retreat at least a little bit. At least a little bit should be okay. 5 more divisions trying to land on San Diego. The Americans have a lot more firepower than we do currently, but we are getting some free military factories over here, so that's very good. We are going to invest more heavily into motorized equipment then, and I think that's going to be alright. We can certainly use some more of that stuff. And I do think somewhere over here should be some steel. Yes, over here in Nevada. Well, we'll need to see about that. I would also like, in principle, you, sir, to activate your battle plan. As with you. But we are not in a position to do that right now. Okay, nevertheless, we have captured San Francisco. So, excuse me, that is very nice to see. Let's try to expand over here a little bit and take, let's say, the Blue Army. I think you got out of port fairly quickly. Yeah, you did. So the Blue Army is gonna join us up in San Francisco. That should be okay. And the, which one? Green one? I think you're still going towards Mexico, aren't you? Yes, you are. So, you know what, you can go to San Francisco as well. That does leave all of these 3 Manchukuo armies. Some of which... sorry, these guys. Where are you actually? You know what? You should also be coming along towards San Francisco. Just won a wonderful trip, and that's nice. Manchukuo Army number 1. You are coming in towards Hawaii. Let's send you towards Mexico instead. Manchukuo Army number 2 is going to join us up in LA, and number 2, number 3 is going to join us up in San Francisco, and that's fine. Good, you guys are all good. Let's actually start advancing towards Sacramento. We can leave one of you guys over here, and can we actually cross the Golden Bridge? We cannot. Okay, that's fine. Ground support integration and the fall of Los Angeles. So, after establishing a foothold on the American mainland, Japanese forces have converged on LA and routed the city's defenders. A long procession of Imperial troops marched down Central Avenue this afternoon while Japanese newsreel photographers filmed the events. Before American forces retreating, fighting was reportedly fierce in several areas of the city. Hollywood suffered particularly heavy damage, and many Japanese officers have had their pictures taken in front of the perforated and crumbling Hollywood sign. Extremely good development for us, of course. Also, the fact that we did develop ground support integration over here is extremely helpful for us. Key point bombing I don't think will be, neither will strategic bombing. Interception detection would be nice, but you know what, for now all of this infantry equipment is going to be much more important for us, including potentially logistics company or recon company. Both of these are extremely important. In terms of industry, I think we are fine. We could do with some decryption or other technology. Land doctrine, we have discovered everything that we can. Artillery, oh yeah, this one's definitely an upgrade that we do need. One of the most powerful ones. Completely missed that I didn't actually have that. Good. Still, we are doing okay on the west coast over here, but I do think that's going to change very soon because the Americans are definitely gonna bring in reinforcements over there. You can certainly bet on that. Nevertheless, let's try to get Villa Hermosa. A lot of American troop movements over here, but we might be able to pin... No. That's just pathetic. 20 reserves. You can see the Americans have 23 divisions up in this single province. That's an amazing number. And we can only use 2. I mean, they are suffering a little bit. But we are still not even out damaging them, so that is a bit of an issue. Let's try to get a little bit of a wider front line. Yeah, but you can see even this guy is just bleeding points. Are we doing more damage than they are now? I doubt it. I strongly doubt it. Okay, let's still continue with this attack. I think it's okay to sort of try that out. Let's try another spoiling it. 29. They have so high organization. 47 against our 68. They do not. Still, that's going to be a very tough fight. And it is going to be a tough fight up over here on the coast. It's just that the Americans have not brought in the reinforcements yet. We did manage to capture them by surprise in the end, so that is certainly helpful for us, but not going to last a very long time. I do just realize that we haven't captured a single airport yet. It's particularly curious. Let's see whether we cannot build an airbase yet. But California does have, of course, a large number of air facilities, so should also check on our ships. None of these is heavily damaged. The torpedo cruiser fleet is heavily damaged. No, not heavily, just a little bit actually. That's fine. You guys are strongly damaged. 58%. But we are devoting quite a couple of things towards that, so that's okay. We do need much more steel though. 2, 3. Yeah, another one actually. Although I do hope that we will be able to capture Nevada. And then at that point we'll probably be fine. More divisions down here. Let's try to bring them towards San Diego, because it would be great to capture that port as well. You might support this attack, because it's not going extremely well, and we do need to push out our perimeter over here. There we go, 47mm anti-tank gun, that's nice to see. We should upgrade our anti-tank production, as we are, so that's fine. Got a couple of more divisions. We'll take a second, because we don't need to assign them at this very moment. San Diego is falling. Yeah, there we go. Very lovely. Good stuff. Very good for us. You actually, can you go over here? And you might be able to push up over there. Again, extend the perimeter, and that should be okay. We definitely need more. Okay, no, you're not doing this. You're gonna defend LA itself. This defense up here on Tijuana should be going on alright. Let's pick 4 of you guys to attack these guys, to attack these guys. And to attack, and to remain in San Diego as themselves. And you two need to go to San Diego. And you might be a little bit over ambitious now. It would have been brilliant to link up these defenses, but it just doesn't seem to be happening right now. Okay, so first successes over here. Greater LA area right until San Diego being covered by us. Same with LA, not with Portland or anything, or Seattle, but we are making some progress. We are also we do have a lot of armies on the way, so these guys should be arriving at some time. Let's have a look at the first Japanese army. You should be one of the first to arrive, and still going to be in 3 weeks, so I think it's going to be crucial to set up a good parameter over here, and I do think the Americans will be able to bring in a lot of reinforcements over the next 3 weeks. This attack here is hopeless. What is not hopeless, on the other hand, is trying to sneak in an attack on Yucatan over there. We have a lot of attrition down here, potentially, because potentially a very low supply situation. Yeah, so keep yours. Let's... yeah, you guys need better infrastructure. California needs better infrastructure. Panama Canal is fine, all of these guys are fine. Lots of sabotage happening. We will need to fix that up at some point fairly soon. But yeah, I'm gonna wait a little while until I get into that. Where's this? Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we are building up a couple of radar stations. Ultimately to deal with the Germans, but it's gonna have to wait a little while. Good. And also on the Falklands and down here. On the naval side, not that much happening, which is a little bit irritating, but I think that's... What? What? The Americans are attacking into San Salvador? That's peculiar. That's extremely peculiar. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do then is bring up some navy to deal with that stuff, because that is a very juicy target. And you know what, actually what we can do already is set up some naval strikes over here, but that might be very hurtful for the Americans. That's a lot of divisions and they're not doing well, so yeah. So do let me know whether you like the invasion of the United States by Japan. Of course, historically a little bit of an anomaly, but very exciting to me. The Americans are vastly outnumbering us, with more than probably 500 divisions in the United States themselves. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I see you guys next time. Bye bye.